So who knows someone who has been in a high conflict divorce? Yeah, my guess is that you can think of at least one couple that's gone through a high conflict divorce. And why am I doing air quotes? Well, that's because at least 90% of these divorces that are deemed high conflict are actually abuse. And so, no, it does not take two to tango. So welcome to, I believe this is the fifth video in this video series on what you need to know to support someone going through domestic violence or narcissistic abuse. So today we are going to talk all about family court and what you need to know. And I'm telling you, it seems crazy. It makes zero sense. And so that's really what you need to know. So first thing is that there's this idea or belief that the family court system's goal is to look out for what's in the best interest of the children. And unfortunately, that's not happening. And a lot of times it's not happening, one, because the professionals in the family court system, so the evaluators, the attorneys, the judge, are not trained in what domestic violence and narcissistic abuse look like in family court, because there's a very specific look. And thank you to Representative Meg Froelich and everyone who worked on Caden's law. Hopefully that will start changing here in Colorado. We had that law passed this year. However, you need to know that the people involved are not educated in anything around domestic violence or narcissistic abuse. In fact, they should be watching this video series. Y'all can send it to the judges and CFIs and attorneys that need to know this. The other piece that I'm going to put out there is that there is extreme bias still towards women in the courtroom. So there's this idea that moms always get custody of the kids. And research shows that's actually not true at all. And get this, if there is an allegation of domestic violence, child sexual abuse, child abuse or neglect by the mom in the case, it is more likely that the dad then will get full custody or more custody than the mom, even if there's evidence of child sexual abuse, domestic violence, or child abuse and neglect. Make that make sense for me, please, because it doesn't. So you need to know that that is the fear that your person is living with, that that's the reality. So I wanted to just put out there that perpetrators of abuse have a legal way to now continue to abuse your person. And so they can file motion after motion after motion, draining your person's resources. It's in their right to do so. And because there's this lack of education, it is not understood that this is due to abuse. And that's the purpose of this, is to decimate someone financially. So the other thing you need to know is there is no such thing really as perjury in family court. So many of my clients and your people are going to show up to family court just thinking, gosh, everyone's going to be on the stand and be truthful. And if they're not, there's going to be a major consequence. Not usually. And it's still super important for you, if you're testifying on behalf of your person, or for your person to tell the truth always, because over time, an attorney or a judge will see that there are lies. But let's talk about time. A regular divorce case takes about a year. In some states, you have to wait a year before you can actually file for divorce. So that takes longer. It's about a year to get through all the things if you go to court. If your loved one is going through a divorce with someone who has characteristics of narcissism, they are perpetrators of abuse, these cases will last 5 7, 10 years in the family court system. And so if you know someone where it is just the longest court case of ever, and they're always in and out of court, it is likely abuse. A survivor just really wants this to be over. And the only time that you will see them filing is when they are scared for the safety of their children, or when the opposing, their ex-partner is in contempt of court. That's another thing. Are people held in contempt of court? Are they given consequences for that? Not really. So we just, as support people, need to know that this system that we have today in 2023 is set up to support this abuse to continue. So I know that's just like horrible and disturbing to listen to, but that is what your person is going through. So they will need extra support. They will need to talk about what they're going through. They will need safe people to check in with them after a court hearing, or to go with them to a court hearing. That's what they need. So I hope this was helpful. Again, disturbing, but I hope it was helpful so that you know what your people are going through. Thanks for watching. I'm Sybil Cummin with Rising Beyond Power and Control. I have the Rising Beyond podcast and the Rising Beyond community, and just be ready for more videos in this video series.